This is the part 9 of body fluids and their circulation. In this part, I am going to continue the structure of human heart. In the previous part, we learned structure of human heart up to. In the first part of the heart structure, we learned what is the origin of the heart. Heart is mesodermal. Okay, how are the walls and what type of muscle is present in the heart? What do we call the heart? What do we call heart doctor? Where is our heart located? What is the heart? Where is our heart located? What is mediastinum? And next, what is pericardium? What are the two pericardium? Fibrous pericardium, serous pericardium, two layers in the serous pericardium. Okay, those things we discussed in pericardial space and what is the wall of the heart, epicardium, myocardium, endocardium. Okay, we learned those things, and also external structure of heart we learned grooves, atrioventricular groove, coronary sulcus also called as next anterior interventricular groove, posterior interventricular groove. Okay, next one, okay, auricular appendix. Those things we discussed in the part 8 in body fluids and their circulation. Okay, in the part 9, we are going to concentrate on the atria. Okay, that means upper chambers of the heart. As I told you, I again repeat here also, it is very important essay and also important for our NEET exam. Okay, internal structure of heart. In the previous part, we learned internal structure of the heart. Okay, you know, our heart has 4 chambers and mammals have 4-chambered heart. The upper chambers are called atria. Atria walled compared to ventricles. The walls of the atria are thin. Okay, atria are thin-walled blood-receiving chambers. Atria are thin-walled blood-receiving chambers. They receive blood from the body parts. Okay, right atrium receives from all the body parts, whereas left receives blood from the lungs. They receive blood from different body parts. Okay, that's why these are called receiving chambers. Atria are what type of walls? Whereas ventricles have thick wall. Left ventricle get thickest walls. Atria are thin-walled blood receiving chambers, and these are the upper chambers. The right one is left ventricle. Okay, the right one, right atrium, right atrium is larger than left atrium. Okay, left atrium is smaller, right atrium is larger. The two atria are separated by, for example, okay, if you assume this as our heart, okay, in between the two atria, in between the two atria, this is the right atrium, larger atrium, right atrium, and this is the left atrium. In between these two, there is a wall. This is called IAS, interatrial septum. Inter means in between. It is present between the atria. Two atria are separated by interatrial septum. Okay. Okay, you can observe here that septum. This is the atrial septum. This is called IAS, interatrial septum, which separates right atrium and left atrium. One important point, okay, you have never studied this one in the earlier classes. Very important point. First time you are reading this one. In the fetal heart, when we were in the mother womb, okay, in the fetal state, from the 3rd month of the pregnancy, we call the embryo is called fetus. In the fetal heart, the atrial septum has interatrial septum. IAS has small pore called foramen ovale. Okay, for example, these two are the atrium. Okay, this is the right atrium, and this is a left atrium. In between these two, there is, I told you, IAS, interatrial septum. it is in adults. But in the fetal stage, during the fetal state, okay, assume it as right atrium. This is right atrium, and this is left atrium. Okay, right atrium and left atrium. And in this interatrial septum in the fetal state, there is a pore, there is an opening. Okay, this is called what we fetal heart. The atrial septum has a small pore. This pore is called, this oval shaped pore is called foramen ovale. Okay, what is that? Ovale means oval shape, foramen means opening. This is called foramen ovale. Foramen ovale is present in IAS when in the fetal heart, during the fetal state. Normally, the foramen ovale closes at birth. Okay, at the time of birth, when our lungs become functional. Okay, before birth, okay, our lungs were not functional. Okay, at that time, mother used to supply oxygen to our fetus. But at the time of the birth, the baby's lungs start working. Okay, at that time, okay, this foramen ovale, okay, it closes. Okay, this foramen ovale closed, but there is a depression here. It is represented by a depression. Okay, in the septum. Septum has no hole now, no hole. We say this one. Septum has no hole. Foramen ovale is not right and left atrium. And it is called, there is a depression, but a depression is, this depression is called fossa ovalis. Okay, this marks the position of foramen ovale in the fetus. Okay, that means, okay, this is the after birth. Okay, there is a in place of foramen ovale, what is present? This is called fossa ovalis. Fossa ovalis marks the position of foramen ovale in the fetus. Ante okay, దీని ప్లేస్ లో what is this one? Foramen ovale. Foramen ovale place లో ఎవరు వచ్చారు? Okay, fossa ovale. That means okay, in the place of fossa ovale, మనం మదర్ బాడీలో ఉన్నప్పుడు దాని ప్లేస్ లో ఎవరున్నారంటే ఫోరామెన్ ఓవేల్ ఉంది అని చెప్పడానికి దట్ ఈస్ వన్ మార్క్. You can observe here foramen ovale in the embryonic heart. Here foramen ovale is present. Okay, where is it? In the interatrial septum. Here there is interatrial septum. Okay, here there is a pore. This is called foramen ovale. Here, after the birth, fossa ovalis in the adult heart. In the adult heart, what is present? Fossa ovalis. Fossa ovalis is present in adult heart. Next, in some children, okay, the foramen ovale is not closed at the time of birth, and it remains even after birth. దాన్ని మనం హార్ట్ లో హోల్ ఉంది అంటుంటారు. Okay, this is called patent foramen ovale. Patent foramen ovale, and that means in the heart still there is a foramen ovale even after the birth. Generally, at the time of birth it closes, but in some people it remains open. If it remains open even after the birth, the foramen ovale is called patent foramen ovale. Okay, next, the seventh point in atria. If the foramen ovale does not close properly, it is called patent foramen ovale. Okay, right. How many atria we have? Two atria. Right atrium and left atrium. Right atrium receives blood from which body parts through which blood vessels? That we are going to discuss here. Then left atrium. Left atrium receives what type of blood? From which body parts it receives blood? Okay, that we are going to talk about here. Right atrium. Right atrium receives a deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body except lungs through two caval veins. Right atrium receives, this is the right atrium. Right atrium receives what type of blood? Deoxygenated. Always on right side of the heart there is a DOB, deoxygenated blood. On the left side we have OB, oxygenated blood. Okay, right atrium receives deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body except lungs through two caval veins. What are they? One is precaval. Okay, what is this one? Superior vena cava, also called as precaval vein. The other one is the precaval vein or superior vena cava, collecting blood from the head, from forelimbs, and from the thoracic region. And the postcaval vein collecting blood from the hind limbs, and abdominal region. Okay, we can observe here. This is the inferior vena cava. It is collecting blood from hind limbs and abdominal region. And this is superior vena cava. It is collecting blood from, you can observe here, head, forelimbs, and thoracic region. Okay, next one is the heart also receives blood from the myocardium wall of the heart through the coronary sign. Myocardium, what is the myocardium? You learned in previous part. The wall of the heart consists of three layers: epicardium, myocardium, endocardium. The myocardium is muscular, very thickest layer. Heart also receives blood from the myocardium. That means wall of the heart through coronary sinus. Coronary sinus is one blood well which opening opens into the right atrium and is guarded by valve of the Thebesius. Okay, the place where it opens, it is not shown in this diagram. Okay, it opens around at this place. Okay, what that one? I repeat again. Okay, this point is important. The heart also receives blood. Heart, okay, it is receiving blood from here. It is receiving blood here, and it is also receiving blood from the myocardium. This is all myocardium. It also receives blood from the myocardium. Okay, now the heart also receives blood from the myocardium through coronary sinus. Okay, whose opening into the right atrium is guarded by valve of Thebesius. Valve of Thebesius. The opening of the postcaval vein is guarded by valve of inferior vena cava or Eustachian valve. At the opening of this one, at the inferior vena cava is opening here. At this opening also there are valves are there. The precaval vein and superior vena cava collecting blood from the, it directs to the opening of the postcaval vein is guarded by valve of inferior vena cava or Eustachian valve. But this heart is not functional in our heart because foramen ovale is closed. What is the function of Eustachian valve? You learned Eustachian tube, which connects the pharynx with our middle ear. That is Eustachian tube made up of elastic cord. This is Eustachian valve or valve of inferior vena cava. It directs the blood to the left atrium through the foramen ovale. Okay, in the fetal state. That is the function of foramen ovale during the fetal state. Directs the blood to the left atrium, through the foramen ovale in the fetal during the fetal state. But in the adult, it becomes rudimentary and it is non-functional in adults. The opening of the precaval vein into the right atrium has no valve. The opening of, okay, this one, the opening of precaval vein here, it has no valve here. No valve is located here. The left atrium receives blood from the each lung through the pulmonary veins. Okay, these are the pulmonary veins. Okay, these are the pulmonary veins. Pulmonary veins from the right lung. Pulmonary veins from the left lung. The left atrium receives blood from each lung through the pulmonary veins, which open into the left atrium. Pulmonary veins open into the left atrium. This is the left atrium. Okay, atria and ventricles are separated by membranous atrioventricular septum, which possesses left and atrioventricular apertures. You have to listen this one very carefully, otherwise you cannot understand. Okay, earlier we discussed IAS between the two atria. We also discussed IVS in between the ventricles. Okay, this is the atrium, this is one atrium, this is left atrium, this is the ventricle, this is one ventricle. In between this atria and ventricle, there is another septum here. This septum is called atrioventricular septum because it is present between atria and ventricle. It is called atrioventricular septum. In this septum, there are apertures. Okay, in this septum here, okay, there are apertures called right atrioventricular aperture and left atrioventricular aperture. Like the two apertures are present here. Okay, here this is a septum, but this septum has two apertures. Here one aperture is present. Here another aperture is present. These apertures are called right. This is called right atrioventricular aperture, and this aperture is called left atrioventricular aperture. And these apertures are guarded by walls. Okay, the left and right apertures are guarded by bicuspid and tricuspid valves respectively. Okay, you can observe here. This is a tri. This is 1, 2, 3. Okay, these are the cusp like structures. Our tooth also have cusp. Okay, this is the tricuspid valve, which consists of three cusps. And this is the bicuspid valve, which consists of two cusps, otherwise called mitral valve. Tricuspid valve is present between the right atrium and right ventricle. Right atrium and right ventricle. And next, bicuspid valve or mitral valve consists of what? It has a two. It is between left atrium and left ventricle. What type of valves are present here? Bicuspid valves or mitral valve or mitral. Okay, that's the end of atria. In the next class, we will talk about ventricles.